Your 2027 draft strategy, interior pressure as the problem, not blitz pickup or quarterback processing. High QBP percent and sack percent together indicate that the pocket is collapsing too early in the down, forcing negative EPA outcomes before routes can fully develop. Because of that, the cleanest fixes are stabilizing pressure timing through center or right guard play, and adding reliable quick to intermediate answers can punish defenses for winning inside. Everything about the draft flows from whether free agency already addresses that root cause. This is why the draft functions as a toggle rather than a fixed script. If free agency successfully solves interior offensive line issues, the draft immediately shifts modes. Early picks no longer need to be spent defensively on the offense's survival. Instead, they can be allocated toward premium defensive positions, like interior defensive line or corner, or toward a high-value intermediate offensive weapon, if the board dictates it. Interior offensive line becomes a value and depth exercise rather than a mandate. In this scenario, the draft is no longer about preventing failure, but about raising the team's overall ceiling. Signing a true premium center is the single biggest lever available, as it removes the need to force interior offensive line early and allows the draft to prioritize defense at the top. Signing a high-end guard helps, but does not fully resolve the issue unless center is also addressed, meaning the overall strategy remains largely intact with slightly more flexibility on day 2. Adding an elite intermediate stress weapon, such as a top-tier tight end, solves a symptom rather than the cause. It removes the need to draft a pressure helper at tight end, but does not eliminate the requirement to fix the pocket itself. A premium edge signing raises the defensive floor and improves game scripts, allowing more freedom in pick allocation, but it does not replace the need for interior disruption or offensive line stability. Finally, adding starting caliber interior defensive line help in free agency quietly shifts urgency away from forcing defensive tackles early, letting the draft concentrate on interior offensive line and secondary depth. In both cases, the draft's purpose changes from repair to amplification. The most important update to your existing strategy document is therefore conceptual rather than player-specific. Instead of a rigid rule that prioritizes center and guard before everything else, the strategy should be conditional. If a premium center or right guard is acquired in free agency, the draft should prioritize interior defensive line and corner, while treating offensive line as a value and depth play. If not, center by round 2 and guard by round 3 become mandatory. This keeps the entire process aligned with your own pressure timing to EPA model rather than narrative or positional bias, and ensures the draft remains structurally sound regardless of how free agency unfolds.